And Tracker can be a bit slow, but I found that the hardest matchups are the fair matchups, where they're killing all of your stuff and you don't really get to get your combo online, and so that just always turns into a problem. So this is one of those hands that I was talking about where one of the reasons that I'm a little nervous about the Godless Shrine that you mentioned, because I already don't have a ton of... Wow, I am just very distracted. Alright, I'm going to try and focus a little more on this. Well, hopefully I draw a green source because this is just embarrassing. Alright. Let's go ahead and do this. So, Aether Vial Island, they're probably on... Double Island means they're on Merfolk, almost 100%. And we're just going to get punished for that accidental keep. This needed to be a mulligan to 6. Sure, they have a Merfolk Trickster, unsurprising. At this point, honestly, I think I'm just going to go ahead and concede just to conceal what we're playing, because we know what they're playing and we are not going to come back from them if they have anything useful to be doing. So they're a creature deck. They're very curious what happened. So that was just a misclick. They have a bunch of creatures, so I want to bring in a bunch of removal, unsurprisingly. We're going to go ahead and cut 2 companies. I tend to like to cut 1 company for each of the 3 non-creature spells that I bring in. They don't have a ton of removal, so we can trim on Viziers especially. They don't have anything going on with their graveyard, so we can cut a Scavenging Ooze. We can... What else do we want to cut? So this is one of the... Yeah, so one of the things that I'm thinking about here is Tracker's a bit slow in this matchup. Also, they tend to just island walk past it. In this matchup, since they're going relatively fair and I have the ability to just kill them on turn 3, I think that it's better to just cut the Trackers. Other things that are maybe vague considerations, Phyrexian Revoker really only names Vial, so I don't want to do that. Knight of Autumn, again, only answers Vial, but I'm fine with having 1 in the main just in case I can spike it on turn 2. The Sin Collectors obviously don't come in. They aren't any kind of graveyard, they aren't any kind of storm, and they're not a fair deck, so I don't really care about those cards. So we're just going to go ahead and submit with this. And would you like to play first? Yes, I would. Let's see if we can actually keep a reasonable hand. This hand has a lot of mana, but it doesn't really do anything. We have a combo piece. On the draw, I would consider keeping this just because we get an extra card to draw into things that do literally anything. But on the play, I think I'm going to mulligan this. Just and get punished for it. Alright, we're going to mulligan again. Yeah, I'll keep this. Like, we've got a removal spell. Oh, perfect. Alright, we're going to go ahead and just play the Windswept Teeth. We're not going to crack. Does Merfolk even play Grafdigger's Cage right now? I have only played against them a few times, and I've never seen a cage come out of them. And they're going to, of course, start off with an Aether Vial. I was expecting to get punished by a cage. Let's go ahead and play a Verdant. I'm going to just fetch basics, I think. I don't really want to... I don't want to get punished by taking extra points of damage that I don't need to, and then them just saying, well, I mean, I'll put a spreading seas on one of your lands and then attack you and you're dead. But yeah, if we do see Cage in game 2, I'll definitely bring in the second Night of Autumn. Yeah, that was one of the things I was like thought about after I'd already fetched the basic forest was if they have a spreading seas and target the plains, I'm just like SOL here. Yeah, and of course they do have it. It's annoying. Gonna get punished for not taking the damage here because of that spreading seas. I definitely did mess up that. So, plays we can play a Duskrotch Recruiter, which is a guy that lets us start digging if we really want to. We can play a Vizier, which doesn't do anything really. Kitchen Finks gain some life. So the question is, do we want to try and get a little value or gain some life and be slightly more mana efficient? I think I'm going to be inclined to go for the Kitchen Finks. And yeah, Double Garden, I don't know if I like Double Garden. I could definitely see Garden Plains, since like I'm definitely going to have a green source because they don't really have interaction. Like in my experience playing against Merfolk, they generally have like a dismember. So I'm not particularly worried about removal of a green source. So like I could definitely see this being a Temple Gardens fetch instead of basic plains. Or instead of the basic forest, and just getting a basic plains as the other land. But live and learn, get punished. If we find a white source, we should just win on the spot. Yeah, I know they have dismembers, but they typically only have one, which isn't great for us, but it's, at least in my experience, they typically only have one. So we'll see what happens. We can also... What else kills them? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Any white source kills them, assuming they don't have a dismember. Any Court of Calling kills them. Like, honestly, we're not in a terrible spot. Obviously, we'd be in a much, much better spot if I had fetched slightly more intelligently. So what can they do next turn? They've got 5 cards in hand, so they probably have a Lord or 2, which would give these guys Island Walk, most likely. So if we attack here with Finks, yeah, I think we're just attacking with Finks. If we had a Vizier in play, the attack is 100% free, but this makes it so if they want to trade, that's fine. We're probably not going to be able to block because they're just going to have an Island Walk Lord. And I think here we play the Tireless Tracker. Neither of the other cards do anything. We don't really want this to flip accidentally. We can't actually cast either of those spells. It just gets us on board, and honestly, if they attack without a Lord, I think I'm fine with blocking. Because, like, Tracker, what's it going to do? If we draw a land, a lot of our deck is just white sources, so most likely they're just dead if we draw a land. So, like, drawing an extra card off of this isn't going to matter. We can also attack them and have that slate up on them. Alright, so they're viling in a Lord in response to the adding a charge counter trigger, which means they may have a Rejury. If this goes up to 3, they have they almost certainly have a Rejury. They may have a Master of Waves, and Merfolk with Tireless Tracker. That's something. Alright. Like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going to block here. Because they're more of a critical mass deck, I think, and I don't want them to get that critical mass of Merfolk. That was incorrect. I should have blocked the non-phantasmal image copy. I mean, it's kind of a white source. We'll go for it. So what's the scariest thing they can do? They can go for double Mutavault, attack for 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, put in 2 Lords, and just like kill me. So I think... Ooh, Deprive, that's... I have never seen a Deprive out of... I've never seen a Deprive out of Merfolk before. I'm going to leave this back because I really want to be able to block with it. I mean, I guess I'm fine with them depriving the birds because it wasn't exactly a combo piece. We're going to go ahead and see what happens here. So they get to get real aggressive here if they want to. So that stayed on 3, which definitely... Oh, they haven't actually dealt with that one yet. Let's see what happens. So they're going to go... Yep, okay, so the Rejury, we sniffed that out. That's fine. So if they cast a Merfolk, they can tap things. Oh, Deprive with Tracker is real cute. I like that. So they definitely have a Master of Waves since that went up to 4. I know of literally no other 4-drop that Merfolk plays. So this is probably going to be an Island Walk Lord, which gives them attacking for 4, 7, 13. But they're only attacking for 4. That's interesting. So that makes me think that they have a Merfolk Trickster that they want to keep up. Merfolk Trickster would allow them to tap down the Devoted Druid in response to the Vizier. Sorry. We're gonna just get punished. So they have 3, 6, 10. Yeah, they just have us dead. Alright. So we lost what should be a good matchup. I fetched incorrectly this game. This should have been a Temple Gardens, which would have allowed us to kill them on turn 3.